Emile Durkheim, 1858–1917, is one of the founding figures of modern sociology. His work The Division of Labor in Society, 1893, represents one of the first systematic attempts to explain social structure and dynamics from a scientific perspective. Durkheim's primary goal was to understand how society maintains its cohesion and stability amid population growth, increasing economic complexity, and expanding social diversity. In this work, he analyzes the concept of social solidarity and identifies two main types, mechanical and organic solidarity. 1. The concept of social solidarity. For Durkheim, social solidarity is the force that binds members of a society together. It is a necessary condition for the existence of a social system. In traditional societies, which are characterized by relatively small populations and homogeneity, mechanical solidarity predominates. This type of solidarity is based on the similarity of members in their values, beliefs, and norms. People in such societies share common ideas of right and wrong, and social ties are formed through this shared likeness. Mechanical solidarity is characterized by a strong collective conscience. The individual is minimally differentiated from society. Personal interests largely coincide with societal norms. Violation of these norms is considered a serious offense, and social control is exercised through societal pressure. In these conditions, individual functions are strictly regulated, and the division of labor is minimal. 2. Division of labor as a factor of social integration. As societies become more complex and population size increases, there emerges a need for more diverse forms of activity. Here, organic solidarity comes into play, arising from the interdependence among individuals. Unlike mechanical solidarity, organic solidarity does not require full alignment of values and beliefs. People perform different functions but depend on one another. This interdependence serves as a source of social integration in modern societies. Durkheim emphasizes that the division of labor is not merely an economic necessity but a social fact that shapes moral and legal structures. He views it as a factor that strengthens social bonds. The more complex the functions and specialized roles, the higher the interdependence between individuals. Thus, specialization contributes to both stronger social ties and societal stability. 3. Transition from mechanical to organic solidarity. Durkheim analyzes how the transition from mechanical to organic solidarity occurs. He identifies several factors that influence this process. First, population growth necessitates a more complex organization of labor. Second, differentiation of economic activity encourages the formation of specialized roles and professions. Third, increased density of social contacts requires new forms of regulation and coordination. In mechanically solid societies, legal norms focus on punishing violations of the collective conscience, repressive law. In organically solid societies, norms primarily regulate mutual obligations and cooperation, restitutive law. This transition reflects a shift in the nature of social solidarity, from similarity to interdependence. 4. Anomie and the risks of division of labor. Durkheim also warns about potential negative consequences of accelerated division of labor. He introduces the concept of anomie, a state of social instability in which norms and rules fail to regulate new forms of behavior. Under such conditions, individuals may experience alienation and powerlessness, leading to deviant behavior, increased crime, and social conflict. Anomie especially arises when social and economic changes occur faster than moral and legal norms can adapt. For instance, rapid industrialization may disrupt traditional bonds and create feelings of insecurity among individuals. Durkheim stresses that it is the society's task to develop adaptive and regulatory mechanisms to minimize the effects of anomie. 5. Functions of law and morality in complex societies. Durkheim views law and morality as essential mechanisms for regulating social relations. In traditional societies, law expresses the collective conscience and functions as an instrument of repressive control. In industrial societies, law is oriented toward regulating interactions between individuals and maintaining interdependence. Morality serves a similar function. It ensures internal agreement, fosters a sense of duty and responsibility, and supports social bonds. Durkheim emphasizes that in organically solid societies, law and morality must be flexible and adaptive to correspond to complex forms of social life. This adaptability helps prevent the breakdown of social ties and the weakening of social integration. 6. Social differentiation and individuality. The division of labor contributes not only to social integration but also to the development of individuality. In traditional societies, the individual is almost entirely absorbed by the collective, and personal abilities are scarcely utilized. In modern societies, each individual can find a unique role, promoting personal development. Specialization allows individuals to cultivate their abilities, enhancing self-realization and satisfaction from work. However, Durkheim warns that excessive differentiation may lead to social fragmentation and the loss of shared values. Therefore, a balance must be maintained between individualization and collective integration to prevent social isolation. 7. Economic factors and social structure. Durkheim links the division of labor to the economic conditions of society. He analyzes how specialization in production increases productivity, improves product quality, and fosters technological development. Economic efficiency becomes a foundation for social stability as the interdependence of economic roles strengthens social ties. Nevertheless, Durkheim stresses that economic interdependence is not the sole source of social integration. Moral and legal mechanisms are also necessary to foster solidarity and a sense of responsibility for the common good. 8. Practical significance of Durkheim's theory. Durkheim's theory has significant practical relevance for analyzing social processes. It explains why complex societies, despite high levels of diversity and specialization, remain stable and integrated. Understanding the mechanisms of solidarity helps develop effective social and economic policies aimed at strengthening social stability and preventing conflict. Additionally, Durkheim's work provides a foundation for modern research in the sociology of labor, law, economics, and organizational theory. His concepts of anomie, mechanical and organic solidarity continue to be used to analyze social change, industrialization, globalization, and the transformation of traditional societies. 9. Conclusion. In The Division of Labor in Society, Emile Durkheim presents a deep and systematic analysis of social structures and integration mechanisms. He demonstrates that the division of labor is not merely an economic process but a key factor in social solidarity. Mechanical solidarity characterizes traditional societies and is based on shared values and norms. Organic solidarity arises in modern industrial societies and relies on the interdependence of individuals performing different social functions. Durkheim highlights the importance of law, morality, and social institutions in regulating relations among people, as well as the necessity of preventing anomie during periods of rapid social change. His analysis provides insight into how modern societies can maintain cohesion and harmony despite high levels of differentiation and individualization. Durkheim's work remains relevant today because questions of social integration, individuality, and societal stability are still pressing. His ideas help researchers, policymakers, and social leaders analyze social transformations, assess the consequences of economic and technological specialization, and develop strategies to strengthen social bonds in an era of globalization and rapid societal change. Thus, the division of labor in society is a foundational study that reveals the interconnectedness of economy, morality, law, and social structure, continuing to serve as a critical source for contemporary sociological thought.